So what keeps you, in most cases, from focusing upon your desire? What causes you, in other words, to focus often upon the absence of the very thing that you want, is that you are so, we're trying to find a nice way of saying it, you're so interested in what is. You're so interested in cataloging and pigeonholing and comparing the reality that is already manifested in your experience to what others have, or to what others are living, or even to what you really want. And so as you are focusing on what is, you are preventing what is from evolving to what is preferred. That is really the easiest way to say it. Well, you got to wonder, well, Abraham, what am I supposed to focus on? In other words, I've got all of these physical senses, and I am a keen observer. How do I not observe what is? And we say, you're supposed to be able to observe what is, but be a better selective sifter about it. Look for more of the positive aspects and complain less, and look for more reasons to feel good, and look for more reasons to pat yourself on the back, and others too. Look for more reasons to appreciate, and look for more reasons to reflect on the good things that are coming. Because you are an extension of source energy who is always doing that. And the way you feel in every moment in time is completely about what you're doing in relationship to what that larger part of you is doing. We say to you that you are vibrational beings, but even better description of you is that you are extensions of source energy. You are source energy in physical bodies. You are leading edge creators out here on the leading edge of creation. And so as you came into this physical body, you came from source energy, and the larger part of you didn't come into this body. The larger part of you still remains source energy. So here you are, an extension of source energy, forever tied to that perspective, forever emotionally tied to that perspective, forever vibrationally tied to that perspective. And the reason that you are emotionally tied to that perspective is because that source energy perspective of you has an opinion of you, of where you are, of what you're doing, of others around you, of life, of your creation. In other words, source is interested, deeply interested, so intricately involved in all that you are. So when you find a reason to be mad at someone, the reason it feels so awful is because source within you is not in agreement with your negative attention to this person or this situation. Esther will say every now and again, Abraham, I think you need more information. Because if you knew what I knew, you would agree with me. But the thing about source is pure positive energy, no resistance. When source holds a desire, source does not contradict that desire with contrary thought. So here's how it works. You were source energy before you came into this physical body. As you came into this physical body, here you are exploring the variety around you, knowing what you don't want, knowing what you do want, launching these rockets of desire. And each time, from your unique and very important point of view, you launch a rocket of desire, source acknowledges that new desire and becomes it vibrationally. So you just became whatever it was that life caused you to want vibrationally. Now, as a human, you often want to say, oh, big deal, I became it vibrationally, but I still don't have the money in my bank. I became it, I launched the desire, but the desire is still not mine. Jerry said so often, I want to find a way to explain how vibrations become manifestations. He wanted to write a book called Turning Thoughts to Things, because you all live in a universe where you're aware of things, but you got to be aware of the thoughts and their relationship to the things. And we want to take it further. We want you to understand that you were source energy intent on manifesting here in this time-space reality, and here you are in your bodies all manifested. and you intended through the power of your thought to set into motion all kinds of things that have to do with you, all sorts of manifestations, all sorts of actualizations, all sorts of evidences of your vibrational intent. So here you are in your physical bodies, exploring and launching desires all day, every day. But the question is, why are the desires that you are identifying not more easily coming into manifested form? And the answer is because you are contradicting your own desires with thoughts. You're contradicting your own desires with current beliefs. A belief is just a practiced thought. It's just a thought you keep thinking. So if you could think more thoughts about what you want and fewer thoughts about what you don't have, more thoughts about what's coming and fewer thoughts about what hasn't come, if you could decide that you're going to personally discover thoughts that feel good to you when you think them and think more of those, and also be aware of thoughts that don't feel good when you think them and think fewer of those, you would begin to clean up the resistance in your experience, and you would have this pure path between where you stand right now and what you really want. You see, the source within you, it's true of us as we acknowledge you. We know where you stand in relationship to everything that you want. And so source is calling you continually on what we are calling a path of less resistance, or a better way of saying it is a path of most allowance toward the fulfillment of what you want. It's like breadcrumbs being dropped for you to see. But you've got to be in the vibrational vicinity of the source within you in order to realize that trail. Your trail is being revealed to you all day, every day. The question is, are you realizing it? And the answer is not so much, not hardly enough, not nearly what you intend, because you are often vibrationally focused in a way that holds you in a frequency that doesn't allow you the realization. You know that feeling? You've heard yourself say, "Oh, I just got the best idea." What happened in that moment was you were, for whatever reason, not offering vibrations that were contradictory to who you really are and what you really know, and your path lighted up for you in a moment, and you were the translator of that vibration into a meaningful thought. That's what happened. So turning those thoughts to things, so here's this knowing of who you are and what you want, and a very precise trail, dozens of trails, hundreds of rewarding, satisfying trails to lead you not only to the end result that you want, but along a very delicious path along the way. So here's this vibration, here it is, but are you realizing it? It's being revealed to you, it's being offered to you, it's being transmitted to you. It's source knowing what you want, where you are in relationship to what you want, and source offering divine clarity about how to get there. The question is, are you hearing? And the answer is sort of, kind of, but not very much.